Good afternoon, this is Steve, and it's another exciting day here at the studio. Today, I'm not going to be doing a Let's Play. This is going to be a demonstration video slash features of what's new for version 7.6. It is a long list, so I'm going to kind of get right to it. Go ahead and start right now. Show you guys what's new. Not a lot here that's new. This is cleaned up a little bit, but nothing too exciting. This is going to get kind of more of a makeover fairly soon. We'll do our favorite color. Now science has been added, so I'm going to actually add a little bit of science here. And just kind of add a little here. Add some ADM, some government, some mining. Okay, so, alright. So, yes, there's been a lot of new stuff added in 7.6. I'll kind of hit some of the highlights. Intel system has been added. Inquisitors have been added. The science system has started to be added. Comm system, where characters talk to you, has been added. Plots have been added. Rumors have been added. Assassinations, Black Ops, Spec Ops have been added. Intel, basically the entire Intel system is pretty much complete. The health system has been added. Characters can now die. Promotion system has been added. Characters can be promoted internally when there's a death or when people resign. There have been more events added. The UI has been upgraded a little bit and changed. Assassination of you has been added. Just trying to think off the top of my head. The story system. It's not anything you can see, but the underpinnings have been added. That's going to be an exciting feature starting in version 8. You'll actually have stories that kind of play themselves through the game. And then, of course, a lot of bug fixes and some exciting stuff. Oh, houses now have colors. And so that will be kind of demonstrated throughout. And that's kind of the start of the house updates. Those are going to get some new looks soon. They're going to get their own sigils. All right, let's take a look. It's very exciting. So the first thing you notice, stars are a little bit bigger. And I've got a cool little cursor here that you can kind of tell. One of the feedback I got was that it was hard to tell when you were clicking on a planet. So that's something that I kind of fixed in. So I'm going to go right to the science mode. So it doesn't really do much yet. You can right now, there is output, 7.4 quintibytes. That's the futuristic term for a lot of data. So what I've done is each house puts out its own output. So this is the house science efficiency, and it's based in part on how much they like you, what your relationship is, how much they do science, their house tradition, and then how much the house leader, particularly his or her science skill. So this goes from 0 to 150%. So houses that don't like you generally won't contribute much. They would rather contribute that for their own needs. And then houses that you're at limited war or total war with will not contribute anything. Go figure. So right now, we've got a total of 7.4 quintibytes of data. It's not very much. Not surprisingly, most of it's coming from us. But you can see the other houses are contributing at least a little bit, except for Barwan and Milok. So you can distribute science. Pretty simple. You can put it either towards reforms or practical. And reforms are more pop-based, so they're more societal. They kind of affect how your pops and your government and kind of how your empire runs. And practical are things that you can research. Those tend to be more military. The ZIL endgame will be important. War theory, weapon research, ships, ground units, etc. So the way it works essentially, it's actually a pretty simple system. You can set your distribution. As you can see, you have quintibytes that go towards either practical or reform. And then these are your 6 areas of focus, and they go in for reform, harmony, prosperity, diplomacy, literacy, divinity, supremacy. And they have 10 levels each. And you can set a focus for all or well, none of them. I don't know why you do that, but as many as you want, and it will divide this quintibytes basically evenly among these focus. So every turn you get quintibytes, your breakthrough chance increases. So once you get a breakthrough, you then have something that you're researching. It's a theory. In this case, Empire Unified Defense Reform. Now, I have the option to either kill that project if I don't want it, because it is selected kind of at random from that chain, or I can let it do its thing. Now this is a little bit different from normal science in that it's not, 7 turns and then it's going to happen. So I could actually get this next turn. It's a 3% chance, but next turn it might be 12%. So your chance actually increases all the way up to 90%, and then it kind of sits there at 90%. So you're not necessarily guaranteed it even when it's completed. Science is fickle. So it's kind of an easy way to not really micromanage your science. You got enough going on in this game, but it does let you kind of set your flow. And as an emperor, you would kind of be deciding the large scale projects, and you would be deciding to kill major projects or give the green light, so as those are brought to your attention. So I think it's a neat system, and we'll see more of it in 0.8 when this is complete. So you can update your distribution. It costs you 25 power. The first time is free. You actually can update it once a year without a penalty. If you do it more than that, you're seen as kind of flighty, and your scientists aren't very happy, so you kind of lose some influence. All right, next thing I want to talk about is our intel. So this is the Intel Nexus. So there's a couple of new things going on here. You have Inquisitors. You start out with 3. Now they have a budget. They can and will defect if you don't pay them necessarily, and I'll show you that in a little bit. You can train them. You can examine them. Right now this is just an Inquisitor. No current mission. He's stationed on New Terra. Nothing terribly exciting. Here's where you have the plots. So right now, plots they're not as nefarious as it sounds. What plots are essentially is something that a character is doing either to themselves or to another character. Most of the time it's pretty benign. It can be something like increasing power, getting a job, accumulating wealth, some things that we all do every day, right? So they can be a little more nefarious. They can be blackmail. They can be intimidation, all the way up to assassination. Now that's frowned upon. That's a capital plot. I'll show you, hopefully I'll be able to get a plot where I can show you the crime and punishment system, which is also included. So right now there's not a whole lot going on. I'm going to go ahead and train this guy because he's kind of weak. So let's go to that. All right, next thing I want to show you is the budget. So we talked a little bit about the Inquisitor budget. So right now you have to spend 120 billion credits a year basically to keep your squads fully intact. If I kept it at this 100 billion credits, then I would have a 16.7% chance of any one squad disbanding, and I don't know if that would be my rookie squad or my veteran squad. So I don't want to take the risk, so I'm going to go ahead and pay them, and I'm going to leave a little left over for informers, which are also they're not new. They're actually at the beginning of the last video that I shared. We'll go ahead and increase our military, domestic. Reforms are not quite yet connected, but they will be shortly. Basically, the more reforms, you'll be able to increase your output of your labs. All right, so we'll go ahead and review the budget and put it in. All right, so let's go ahead and take a quick tour. So this is your assassination chance. So this goes anywhere from 0 to 15+%. This is not an event assassination chance. This is more your chance of being assassinated by a random general populace. So it's kind of your general threat level. Every turn the game checks to see if their plot's been detected. If it has, you'll actually have an opportunity to decide if you want to hunker down in your palace, and it guarantees you won't be killed, but you'll lose 50 power because people think you're a coward, or you can take your chances, and of course if you're assassinated the game ends. So that's kind of exciting. Let's see, I've moved power to the center. That is a critically important part. Oh, challenges. Let's talk about challenges. So right now there's no active challenges. Challenges are happening. In fact, let's go ahead and create a challenge just to have some fun. Let's see, who hates us? We'll go to the house screen. Oh, something else new. You now have successors. So even though they look the same, they're not the same person. So you now basically have an house heir. So if something happens to the house leader, because there is now death and unfortunate things can happen, that successor takes their place, and then a new successor is generated. So let's go ahead and find someone that probably hates me and is going to have enough power. All right, so Lord Almach Bela Jelinek. Let's go ahead and piss him off. So what we're going to do, you see he doesn't like me very much. He's rival. He's not going to serve with me. And he's pretty powerful. So I'm going to try to goad him into a challenge. Now, a challenge is basically like a political forum, kind of a political standoff. It's not anything like duels with guns or anything like that, but it basically is kind of a amalgamation of a debate and a political duel. And the populace decides who they side with, and then at the end of 6 turns, they make a decision, and whoever wins the challenge gains amount of power that's staked. I'll show you what that looks like. Well, Bella Joan, it seems that you have the smell of a turd and the social standing to match. So let's see if he is all right. All right, he is going to challenge me, so that's exciting. So now, you can see, we now have let's go ahead and close this. We now have an active challenge. So basically, he has accepted my challenge, and so I have a 60% chance of winning this challenge right now. This is purely based on our influence duel. Now I can call allies to the challenge as well, and 28 power is the amount that's staked, which is not insignificant. That's 10% of what I've got, so I probably don't want to lose that. So let's see if I can get a few allies. So typically you want people that have a high power. So Horlock is usually a staunch ally of mine, and we'll talk to Natonius Bennett. That's a great name. So it's going to be a new friendly action. It's going to be called Ask to Support Challenge. You can see you have to have at least a 30 intel progress, so you have to know the person a little bit. And if he declines, it will cost me 20 power. So, although I'm pretty sure he won't, so here's my challenge. Yes, he should accede to the request. I'll go ahead and click on it. This is the one I want him to vote me with. Confirm action. All right, I will support you in this challenge, so that's exciting. So now, when I come to the challenge screen, now my chances increase to 65%, and now you see my supporter. So they can also add supporters, so that's kind of exciting. So as you can see, so now up to the challenge. So some people are pretty happy about that, some people are not. This is something I'm going to kind of change. There are a lot of, when you do something like that publicly, you get a lot of people either being happy or not. So I've basically improved relations with most people, and some people not so much. So all right, so that's kind of the exciting part. Those are the major things that I can show you at the moment. So let's go ahead and end turn, and we'll kind of move on. Hopefully we'll have some events happen, and you know, I'll be able to show you hopefully some rumors, hopefully some plots, things like that. So kind of exciting. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody's as excited as I am for the release of Alliance of the Sacred Sons next year. As a reminder, we will be having a beta test later in the year. If you are interested, I will be posting details on my website and also on the Steam page. So just kind of something to consider. All right, so we should be just about wrapping up with this turn. All right, we got a lot of people that want to talk. Let's see. Okay, so we've got some other exciting things. So we've got, let's go ahead and go to the concrete. So if you see this in yellow, this is either a salutation or a threat. You don't pay an action point for it. It basically says, you should know that I have noticed you're continuing insolence. I would advise you to consider that. It basically just lets you know, hey, I'm not very happy with you, is what that's saying. So we'll just acknowledge. Actually, it should not be costing an AP, so I'll have to fix that. Okay, let's look at something. Oh, so now this is a request. So as you can see, I hope this finds you well. As it happens, House Waldegrave is light on heavy materials and makes us quite happy if you were to appropriate some into our stockpiles, perhaps 400 tons. Could that be arranged? Well, I don't have a lot of heavy materials. I have 4,809, so that's almost 10%. But I need friends. I don't have a lot of friends, so sure, why not? So, all right, so we'll go ahead, and since I have no more AP, as you can see, AP goes kind of fast in this game. I also see unrest decreased, which is exciting. Unrest crushed due to my military. Oh, look at that. Bella has managed to add someone to their cause. Una Fulton will be supporting them in the challenge. So let's take a look. Who's Una Fulton? Nobody too exciting. She is a citizen, so her power is not all that great, so it's not a huge thing, but it's still very much in the balance. So next turn, I am going to go ahead and no assassination plot. So there was no assassination roll. By the way, just to show the new intel mode, you can kind of see this shows the number of Inquisitors. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Number of Inquisitors, kind of hard to see on the yellow, but there's 3 Inquisitors at this location. It has an Empire Intelligence Center of a level 3, so that's kind of like the CIA building. It's where you train Inquisitors, and it's also a nexus of intel. So if I go into the system here, so you can see I've got my 3 Inquisitors on the planet, level 3 Nexus, and I've got 33 informers already. So if I go to the planet mode, now I can set informers on the planet. I can set a budget above and beyond what is already there. I've already got plenty, so I'm not going to do that because I've got almost a 10% chance of special intel right now, mainly because I have 3 Inquisitors and an EIC level 3. That's pretty high. So that's rumors, so anything that's found, that this is a chance. Whereas if I have a planet that maybe doesn't have so much, the chances go very small. I have 1 informer, my intel progress is a lot lower. So I'm basically in kind of a blackout here. If I want to get more information, I feel like something's going to happen on this planet, which is a possibility because Milok doesn't like me very much. I could assign an Inquisitor to this location. In fact, that actually might be a good idea. So, all right. So let's see if there's any new. Okay, so we have rumor. We don't know anything about this plot. We just know, basically, we don't know anything. We know it's going to happen in roughly 6 months, and we have 25% knowledge of who any collaborators might be. This shows who the target is, or what the target is, and this shows who the leader is. So right now I don't have any intel on that. So intel comes gradually. It comes from just passive sources like I showed you with the special intel chance. Informers can also give the information, and then also characters. So if the character starts telling their friends about it and they have a low secrets rating, then they may tell others. So that is kind of how things get back to you. But right now, nobody has heard anything, and this is a % chance of how likely it is to succeed. So we'll go ahead and run another turn. I like to go ahead and I like to watch the ships do their thing. So this is the economic screen. Not a whole lot new going on here. Not really going to delve too much into the economics, although I will show you the science output, where you can actually see that now and see that your scientists are actually doing some work, which is exciting. So actually, this game is not too bad. Got a decent amount of power. It went up last turn a little bit, probably because anytime you don't piss anybody off too much, like basically I did something nice, I didn't turn anybody down, your power went up a little bit. So I have 850 billion credits on track for this year. I've got some good reserve, plenty of energy. So this is not too bad. All right, so let's see what's going on. So we've got, Kierley Finn has successfully placed a claim for Mozil. So they snuck that right out from under me. All right, so let's take a look and see what this person's probably not going to be anything good. I ask you, Emperor Hawkstorm, to give me that which is rightfully mine. Show all the Empire who is truly powerful, and give me your favor in front of the Empire. So basically, this person is saying, I want you to declare that I'm someone of importance in the Empire. So if I say, yes, I will do that, then they will gain power, they will gain some trust, and I will lose power because I basically gave in, and this kind of reminds you of that. I'm not going to give in. I don't like her, but I'm going to check on Milok anyway just to see. Milok's pretty weak. Yeah, I don't really. So this is the successor. So she may not be someone I want to piss off if something happens to the house leader, but right now, I'll screw it. I'll tell her. All right, so system claimed, unrest decreased. So here is some information. Here's additional information that's been gained. So we have those intel assets. So here's the health system. Your Majesty, word comes from our spy network that Rolana Scott is in quite poor health. So when we take a look at them, they are in critical condition. So critical, dying, and then death. So this has some repercussions because right now she's actually a very good viceroy. She's got a administrative skill of 4. We're on great terms. Her people love her, and she's got some great skills from what I can see. So I would really hate to lose her. One nice thing about right now, there's not a lot you can do, but the upcoming system, especially the science system, you'll actually be able to apply medical resources if you have the right technology to save certain characters who, of course, will be extremely grateful, but then, of course, their enemies will not. So in that version, this is someone I would probably want to save. So but I cannot do that yet. So all right, so I do want to show, let's see, let's do this. Who do I hate? So here's the 59%. So you see that as someone, I've added someone. Our powers have changed a little bit. So I'm going to try to add another. I've got 2 AP left. I'm going to try to add the domestic prime. Not a lot of power. Actually, no, I'm not. Financial prime is 123, 119, 91. Probably have to bump those up a little bit. All right. Friendly actions, ask support challenge. Yes, I will support you. He's excited. So now we have up to 61%. So you can have up to 4 people support you. So that's exciting. Okay, and then no assassination. So let's see what this person says. Okay, yeah, you're pissed. All right, I'm out of action points. So let's go ahead and go next turn. Now notice that I'm not showing things that are typically in the game. I haven't talked about projects. I barely talked about actions. I'm not talking about trade or migration or really any of the other systems. I'm just really focusing on the new stuff so that you can kind of get a sense of how it works. So if you're wondering, this is not a Let's Play. I just want to make that clear. This is a demonstration of the new 7.6 features. So if you're looking for Let's Play, I will look to record those pretty soon, but it will not be today. Okay, let's see what we've got. All right, we've got some new stuff going on. Okay, unrest decreased, unrest crushed. I do want to see, okay, now we've got several plots going on. We've got a major plot happening against 2 courtiers trying to get another courtier, so I'm not too worried about that. Those are basically, they're not leaders. I'm not as excited, but here I have a leader who's up to something, don't know what, and then don't really know what else. So hopefully I've got some intel coming in soon. Okay, so okay, all right. So there's Rihanna, already knew. Rodriguez, provincial governor. That's not good. So that is, I'm losing a lot of my people. Well, he's old though, so that's the thing. If they're older and in poor health, they're more likely to die. So, all right. So let's see what they want. Oh, okay. So this is a request. Now, these are my friends, so they want money. Well, I have plenty of money. I have 1,681 billion credits, so I will go ahead and do that. And let's see what you want. Warlock, we're buddies, and you want some basic materials now. See, they either want basic or heavy, and that's a lot too. That's like 5%. But you know what? I want them to be working on stuff, so I'll go ahead and do that. All right, so let's go ahead and end the turn. Things are flying. Things are happening. As you can see, my love is going down. Typically, when you have more military than you have domestic, people don't really like that. That's why you see the fear level increasing, because I'm generally allocating more assets towards placation of my people as opposed to doing it the hard way, which is actually building things and making nice planets and colonizing nice planets and lowering taxes and that kind of stuff. So I can do those things, but that's not really what I'm demonstrating today. So I'm just kind of showing the new stuff, and I'm hoping some stuff kind of pops up. All right. So we've placated 1 million citizens, but we've 11 million. More information. Built some farms, built some mines. Still the same people sick. Let's see how our challenge is going. Up to 61%. I'm going to get one more person involved on that. I mean, let's see. You know what? I'm going to get my provincial governor in on this. Yeah, he's got 200 power. He should support me on this, right? We're not friends or enemies, but we're just kind of here. All right. Well, it's kind of undecided. Well, we'll see. Maybe not. Okay, good. He did. It was kind of a close thing because this is something else that's new. I think I might have shown it in the last video, but now you can see your Grand Vizier will make a guess on what they will do. Either they strongly agree, weakly agree, not sure because there's not enough intel. Basically, the more intel you have on a character, the better advice you will get from the Grand Vizier. So it's kind of a way to kind of back out and have a sense of what is going to happen. So, okay, I got one left. So now that puts me at 64%. He'll probably get someone else. So I will, for the rest of the time, let's take a look at something. So my financial prime's awesome. He's 113%, so I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm just going to go ahead and let it run. Now normally, again, because I'm trying to show several things at once, normally turns wouldn't take this fast, but I'm trying to show some things, and hopefully some things will pop up. Oh, and I need to show the new help system. That's actually very important. That's very exciting. It's the beginning of a new help system that many of you have asked for, and your cries have been answered. So it will be heard. All right. So as soon as this processes, I will show you the new HAL. It's called Holocron Assistance System. So as soon as new turn happens, okay, I finally have somebody's doing something. That's exciting. All right, so let's go ahead and click on this. Okay, so this is the Holocron Assistance link. HAL, haha, get it? Eh. So basically, this is Galaxy View. It's context sensitive. It tells you, I'm not going to read it all, but basically it tells you what to do, like in any one setting. Like if we go to System View and I click on it, it now goes System View, and it shows you kind of help from this view. And of course, if we go to Planet, then we go Planet View. So that's exciting. Okay, so we also have command modes. So if we're on the main screen, so in the economic command mode, it will tell you you're in the economic mode, so it tells you what to look for on the Galaxy screen. If we go to the say Intel mode, then it tells you the Intel mode. So it's meant to kind of help you where you're at, depending on where you're at in the game. You can also get information right now on projects. There's quite a bit of information there. You can get information on actions, and then my first turn. This is kind of a what to do on your first turn. It's also fairly long. It just gives you some things to kind of consider. It's kind of a good helping point. But like I said, this is not complete. But the system is in place. It just needs to kind of be added to as we go. So, all right. So let's see what we got. Decreased. Built some farms. Oh, here we go. Secret. By the way, a lot of this artwork is sort of placeholder. So we will have better pictures for this eventually. Okay. Character heard a rumor. So this is exciting. So here's the thing about rumors. So the more powerful a character is, generally the better rumor they're going to hear. So you'll get cases where you have several people hearing rumors. And by the way, only friends are going to tell you rumors. You're never going to have an enemy come to you. And very rarely, you're generally not even going to have a neutral. It's basically going to be allies and friends come to you and say, hey, I heard something. You might want to hear it. Here's the thing, though. It costs an action point to hear it. So I'll show you that. So we go in, we go to friendly actions, we go to ask about rumor. You'll notice this only comes up if there's a rumor. And they say, oh, by the way, I might have heard something. So if for some reason you miss it on the events panel, they'll also tell you, hey, I got something to talk about. So ask about rumor. I have something you might share with the Empire. So obviously this is like an automatic. If they offered it, they're going to tell you. So it's just a matter. Did you hear that a courtier might be involved in something shady? Well, so you can hear all kinds of rumors. It could be, you could hear about someone's involved in something, that someone's a target. It could be a courtier. It could be their actual name. It could be what type is going on. It could be the level. It could be happening in a few months. There's all kinds of different pieces of information. So there is kind of a mini game involved, and this is something I'm still tweaking. But you really don't care too much about minor. Minor is really not that important. What's important are the major and capital, because then you can actually get those. Minor plots are not illegal. Major plots, you can exile a character if they're arrested and tried and found guilty, and capital, they can be executed, and that's all in the game as well. I'm hoping I can catch someone. All right, so I know a courtier is involved in something shady. Woohoo! That doesn't really help me. Oh, look, challenge opponent adds ally. Who they add? Una. Wait. Oh, Una Fulton again. Okay, that's probably a bug. I'm gonna fix that. So generally they will add different people. So, but as it is, it drops it down to 58%. I'm going to kind of let that ride. You can see now we have 4 people actually. Provincial governor. Oh, a house leader. Oh, Bella. Oh, Mr. Bella. He's dying. Oh, that's interesting. So that is very, very interesting. So if he dies before the challenge is done, then the challenge goes away, and nobody gains or loses anything. So. All right, and no assassination. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go back to. Okay, let's go ahead and next turn. All right, so I'm trying to get to a point where I can show some of the other things, a character death or some other stuff. I'm going to go basically a year, kind of go as far as I can, and then hopefully. Some other stuff will happen, but I want at least this will let you see the new UI. I will let you kind of see the intel system. I am going to assign an Inquisitor to a Black Op. I'll show you how that works, and hopefully I will have a rumor that I can pin someone to or not pin someone to. So here we go. Should be almost be done. And I'm hoping to get more rumors. Okay. Oh, look, people have died. Okay, that's exciting. So, yes. So people have died. So, oh, Bella Jelinek died. So, oh no, challenge goes away. That's a shame. So, oh, my planetary viceroy died. Well, she was not in a good way. So, she was not good. So she actually took over. She was my Neo-Cyrus, which is very unfortunate. But see, now I have Domelia Underwood. She's now the planetary viceroy. And doing a very good job, might I add. Alright. So, we got planetary viceroy of Warlockia. Okay, we've got another Julius. Okay, now we have another courtier with a secret. So, let's get these out of here. See, nobody wants to talk to me anymore. It's funny. I got 2 secrets. Alright, so they're both courtiers. One has a 29 power, one has a 37 power. So at this point, I can listen to them both. I have 4 AP. Who else died? Oh, a courtier, random courtier. Who cares? All right. So let's see what they have to say. We'll do a house action. Oh, wrong one. Ask about rumor. Okay. I heard something's going down in about 6 months or so. So by the way, another thing, you can track what they say. You can see if there's known plots. And then it also tracks all the rumors that they have heard, and so you can kind of track those. So it kind of, if you forget some, you'll be able to go back to the character and kind of reread them. So there's that. All right, let's see what you have to say. Why don't you have? Oh, I don't know you well enough. That's why. All right. Okay, let's see. Alright. Well, alright, we'll go ahead next turn. Yeah, see, we've got, wow, Horlock's busy. They're doing some stuff. They're probably claiming systems. Alright, so, whoops. Accidentally clicked on that. Alright, so we'll let it go another turn. So in a couple of turns, it's going to be the end of the year. So I'm going to show you in the next turn, I'm going to show you how to assign Inquisitors, and hopefully I will have a plot that I can unravel. I'm sorry I didn't get to show you the challenge, but it looked like I was probably going to win anyway. But like I say, when they die, there's nothing you can do. So you don't gain that power. Something that is kind of concerning, since I'm not really doing anything right now, my power is steadily dropping. So this is kind of this thing where you... it's not a game where you can just keep hitting next turn, next turn, next turn, because your people are like, hey, you're not doing anything. What are you doing? And eventually they are losing, you're kind of losing that influence. So, all right, so we've got, what do we got? A bunch of minor stuff. Okay, well, that's not very exciting. So you can see I put this person on training, and they're already 7,600 XP, so they're not too far from actually... so I'm going to get some information. Let's do this. Let's go to houses. Since Kierley Finn, I've got pretty good housework on them, but I want to kind of get to know this guy a little bit more. So let's assign an Inquisitor, just in case things go sideways. I'm going to go ahead and assign. So this is basically their spy espionage skill, and this is their spec ops skill. So higher is better. So it's hard to have a new squad with a good spec ops skill. Generally, they're at 1. Very rarely you'll get a 2. Those people you should not let go. So I'll go ahead and give this Octavian. Okay, so I've assigned Octavian. So now, when I go back to Lord Bogut, I can go, now he has intel actions. So now I can go here. I can assign him to an active intel. I can arrest him for trial. If he's involved in something, he'll be arrested at this point. First, he has to be caught, which is not guaranteed. And then if he's arrested, the trial takes place in a month, and then you get the result. And you don't want to lose if you end up, especially if it's a house leader or someone in the Celestial Council, if you arrest them and they are not guilty, oh my goodness, their house is going to automatically drop you 1 level in relations. You're automatically going to be sworn vengeance by that character, and their allies are going to be very unhappy too. So there's that. So we're going to prepare for special operations. So you can see right now, these are the spec ops points is 0. We'll go ahead and prepare. You do talk to Inquisitors a little bit more. I wanted to make it a little more, again, you're the Emperor. So it is time for you and your talented squad to execute a special operation against Bogat Ivchenko. Commence preparations. And they always do what you say. As long as you pay them, they'll always 100%. I should not fail you. All right. So this will start going up. So the intel, when he starts doing it. So now when I go here to the intel nexus, you can see he's got a mission active. He is special ops prep. That means he is starting to gather special ops points. So when you have enough points, when you have enough points, oh, I'm out of points, never mind. I'm out of AP. You can start to do things. All right, so let's see. I already ran out of points. We gained more information. I can't talk to her because I'm out of points. More people died. My viceroy died. That's unfortunate. I can't listen to the rumors because I'm out of points. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Oh, Warlock's been very, very busy. They're claiming system. See, now that I have more intel, now I can see Constancy is claiming a system. So probably once they get some more materials, they will start to probably colonize the planet. Generally, you claim the system, then you add it to the province so that you can link to the ADM, then finally you, if it's an expansionist house and they have the materials, which is not guaranteed because it takes a lot of materials and money to build a colony, then they will expand. So, and you will see that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let it go one more turn. And one other thing I'm not sure I went over, this was actually in the last, not this past update, but planetary system influence. So you have influence over every system that you can see. So you can see that it's political command mode. So you see these little numbers here. So basically this house has the most influence over this system, and it's based basically by how close a planet that's already colonized is, and then it radiates out from there. Now I have Neo-Cyrus. I have a lot of power here, even though Bar-1 has the most power here, because even though it's Horlock's system, Bar-1 actually has their capital here. So this is their throne world. So it's a much bigger planet. So they actually radiate more power. So you know, so there's that. So so when you claim a system, whoever has the highest influence when the claim is completed will actually win the system. Now, if it's unoccupied, then basically whoever does it first will get it. However, the house that has the highest influence on that system will generally lodge a protest. And if you don't unclaim the system, then they get very angry with you. All right, let's see what Kierley Finn has to say. They want some more basic materials. Sure, why not? More systems. Okay, let's see what you've got to say. There's the rumor, Courier. I heard that, oh, Rihanna Scott is being targeted for something. Okay, now I have a name. Now I have something that I can work with. So let's find who is Rihanna Scott. First of all, let's see if there's anything. But see, we don't know anything about what it is for. But what I can do now is I can now look for Rihanna Scott. And by the way, this screen is due for a huge upgrade. There'll be a lot more sorting. You'll be able to type in a name and it will go to it, because right now there's a lot of scrolling through stuff, and it never fails the person you want. It's always at the bottom. All right, Rihanna, where are you? Did I miss you? Because I'm so used to them being at the bottom, I must have just missed them. All right. Where are they? Rihanna, where are you? Unless she died. And that's the only... Oh, you know what? She might have died. So there's that. She probably died. In which case, the rumor's still there. You heard it, but, you know, the plot's gone. So, okay. So let me just double check. Yeah, she probably died, I think. All right. All right, so this is the end of the turn. And sometimes, and one thing I'm going to kind of tone down the death. A lot of this is balance. I think I turned it up a little bit, so during testing I could make sure that people were dying properly, but I'll probably need to turn it down a little bit more in an update. So, excuse me. All right, well, we've seen quite a bit. We've seen the intel system, we've seen Inquisitors, we've seen Spec Ops, we've seen rumors, we've seen challenges, we've seen death, we've seen a lot of people die. Wow. Let's go ahead and play this last turn, just so we can kind of be completist, because the budget will be due. Okay, let's see. Now here's a provincial governor. So they typically have a lot of good stuff to say, so I will definitely want to ask him about the rumor. I heard there's some major stuff happening. Oh, well, major stuff basically means a major, there is a major rumor or a major plot happening, but I still don't have a lot of information. So that is probably not going to help me very much. So Barbara Magnati, Lisa Lundquist, Courtier, and Cletus. Oh, Cletus died. That's unfortunate. All right, let's see what you've got to say. I heard there's some major stuff happening. Well, you've heard it, but I don't know what it is. It's probably one of these things that's major, but I just don't have enough information. So this is why it's important to get more characters on your side, because the more friends you have, the more likely they're able to tell you. So another thing, they'll tell you this is your discretion. You'll want characters with low discretion. They're the ones most likely to tell you. If it's high, they probably won't tell you nothing. So just something to consider. And all right. Well, that's pretty much all I've got. Just want to kind of give an overview of some of the new features. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and look forward for more coming out shortly. Have a great day.